Hey Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is Venus Baby Tarot. Happy Friday. I'm here to give you your love message because it is Venus Day. So, okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what love messages Spirit has for you. If you are looking for a personal session with me, you can book down on my scheduler in the description box below. Please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me grow my channel. Thank you. All right, love messages for Taurus, please. What does Taurus need to know? Between worlds. That's very interesting. Let's see what else we have for you. You have Yang. So that's like a fresh new spark, new life coming in for you. And then you have Blessed. Ooh, with chopped wood on the bottom of the deck. So right off the bat, I'm seeing that there could be two different situations that you're dealing with, or like a past situation is coming out of the dark. But either way, I feel like you have fresh new energy. I feel like you are being blessed, right? I'm getting the sense that you're needing to chop wood, as in clear out, sweep out the past, clear out old energy. So let's go ahead and get a couple of these. Love messages for Taurus, please. Love messages for Taurus. The present moment. Okay. The duration. Interesting. So I feel like basically what this is saying here for you, Taurus, like in terms of new connections coming into your life, or a connection that has recently come into your life, I feel like the universe wants you to be in an energy of just like being in the moment, like appreciating the moments, not getting too far into the future, not dwelling too much in the past, and just really be, just really focus on the blessings that you're receiving in each moment. I'm feeling like with these two individuals sitting on like this rainbow fence with the scenery behind them. I mean, I'm just getting the sense that like, they've gone through some things in terms of, the sands of time, right? There are things that have just happened, and there are things that have worn both individuals down, even if this is a new connection. Like there are things that have worn each individual down. And, I feel like, they're trying to individually work through their own things while also like working through things together. And I feel like this is basically telling you, no matter how long something lasts for you, with a person, to just be in the moment and appreciate it for what it is, right? Now, I do want to look a little bit more at that between worlds and kind of see what that's about. So let's get your tarot out to go a little deeper. You have Strength. Yeah, and see, that's kind of what I'm getting. The Page of Cups. Oh no, it's the Prince. So that's the Knight of Cups in this deck. The Queen of Swords. Interesting. The Four of Pentacles. And the Seven of Wands. Taurus, I feel like it's going to be really important for you to release something, okay? I get the sense. I get it, Taurus. Like, I get it. I feel like you've been really hurt. I have. And I feel like you've been really hurt. And as a result of that, you have really stepped into this energy of like owning yourself, like owning your stuff, like just being a powerful force, saying, I'm going to persevere. I'm going to make something of myself. I'm going to make these people eat their words. Whoever hurt me, I'm going to show them, right? And I get this sense, like I get it. I get that that you're strong, and I get that that even you're an independent individual. And I feel like the universe sees that about you too, right? But like, you don't have to be so fiercely strong and independent all the time that it doesn't create space for you to open up to new energy in your life, you know? And I really do. I feel like, you know, you could have even closed off your heart, honestly, you know, because I feel like you don't want like these fair weather type of connections, you know, where people just come in and, oh my gosh, like, you know, they're so sweet on you. They love bomb you. They're all about you. And then they just flit along to somebody else, you know, because ultimately they are, you know, they're just they want to be loved. They need to be loved, right? And I feel like because of that, with this Queen of Swords energy, I feel like you become really good at sussing out what is BS and what is not. You've become very good at sussing out when somebody is like, you know, coming and attaching themselves to you because they need to be wanted, versus when somebody is coming and attaching themselves to you because they actually want you, right? And so I feel that because you've gotten so good at that, you've gotten so good at like seeing the truth, you know, you may want to cut it off, you know, the very second that somebody shows any type of imperfection. And I feel like that's why you have this present moment. It's like you're just sort of needing to enjoy the flow of energy with this person instead of worrying about how this person may hurt you in the future. It's one thing to recognize red flags, and it's a completely different thing to create red flags so that you can protect yourself fiercely. Because, I mean, ultimately, I feel like, Taurus, you've gotten really comfortable with like standing in your own power and, you know, being on your own and like doing what you need to do for you. Like, you've gotten really comfortable in that energy. And, you know, look, I know you're tenacious. I see it. Your strength card is the first one out here. Like, I know that at the end of the day, Taurus, like, you've got you know, and I see that. Absolutely. But, you know, when somebody, I mean, look at this heart here in the middle of the clock. Like, when somebody is trying to give you a cup of love, you know, be careful how you handle that. You know, be careful that you're not just like, oh no, you know, kind of looking at them with like beady eyes, like what is this about? Like, what are you getting at? You know, like what do you really want? You know, like sometimes we have to take what people say we have to take what people say at face value. You know, sometimes, you know, we have to lean into trying to trust another person, you know, and not being so on edge and so skeptical of anybody that comes into your life, because you never know. Like, it really could be something that could unfold into this blessed energy. But I get the sense it's like energetically you're still hanging on to something that has happened to you. And sure, you may be hanging on to a person if that's your story. I know that's not my story, but you could be hanging on to the way that somebody treated you in the past, you know? And because of that, it's blurring your vision a little bit. You know, it's distorting things for you. You know, these people, this whole scenery looks so beautiful around them, but yet they seem to be, you know, just like, it's like it's almost like they're sitting together, you know, they're spending time together, but they seem to be lost in their own worlds, right? And so it's like they're missing the beauty around them. And I feel like that's sort of a warning for you, Taurus, you know, because you really have to watch what you're trying to defend yourself from. Because like, I'm looking over here at the Seven of Wands with this dragon, and on one hand it looks like the dragon has blown the fire to set all these wands on fire, but on the other hand it looks like maybe that dragon is there to help, but this person doesn't see that the dragon is there to help. And I feel like it's just a matter of perspective, you know? And it's like it's almost like, okay, you've gotten really good at sussing out what's good for you and what's not good for you, right? But the thing about it is sometimes we get so good at that. We get so good at knowing what's not good for us that that's all we see with an individual. And we don't, and we can even turn a blind eye to what is good about them for us, right? And I'm just getting the sense that it's like, I'm getting the sense that you need to ask yourself, what are you fighting against? What are you really fighting against? Are you fighting against the people that are coming into your life? Are you fighting against the people from the past who have hurt you? Or are you fighting against the version of yourself that allowed those people to hurt you? What are you really fighting? And I feel like it's going to be really, really important for you to address that, and ask yourself, like, do I trust my own judgment? Do I trust my own vision? Do I trust my ability to see BS when it comes my way? Do I really trust that? Because I feel like ultimately the fight is within you. And I feel like what you're needing to let go of is, I was going to say something completely different, but this card came out. And so the Judgment in reverse, for some of you, you need to let go of the possibility of a person coming back. But additionally, I feel like you also need to, because that card came out when I said you need to let go of. You need to let go of the old energy that you were in with connections with people that hurt you, relationships with people that hurt you, letting go of that old energy and choosing not to bring that energy into new connections, which I know is easier said than done, but that's why self-awareness is so important. Sometimes I can't catch myself when I spiral out, but I'm aware of what just happened after I spiraled out, and I make the intention to do better. I actually take action to try to communicate whenever I'm in a spiral so that because I've had a lot of relationship trauma. And, there are times that this is what happens. Like I was talking about here, like there are times where like all I see is the negative things about a person. And I so fiercely want to protect myself. Because I don't want to return to an old energy. Not just like I don't want to return to a person from the past. Like I don't want to return to the way that things were in the past. Like I don't ever want to go through what I went through with my past relationships ever again, And because of that, I can be fiercely protective over myself. And so that's what I'm getting here. I'm getting the same thing for you, Taurus, And it's like, I feel like what the universe is trying to tell you is that was a time in your life, that was a season in your life, it served its purpose, and you need to let go of the mentality that type of energy with those type of relationships is going to carry on into your future, because otherwise you are going to be looking at new connections as having a short duration period, because you're not actually opening up, right? Oh, well, look at that. The waiting card came out, but also that was like stuck in here. So that's for somebody. Some of you really are. You are waiting on a person to return. And that is what blocks you. And if you're waiting on a person to return, maybe ask yourself, like, what is it about this person that I want so much that is better than what could come in, right? Because you have the Ace of Swords here. I feel like somebody is going to open up. They're going to tell you. The Knight of Cups here with the Ace of Swords, like they're going to tell you, how they feel about you. And either you're going to embrace it, you're going to be in the moment with this individual, or you're going to worry about the past and hang on to the past, stress about the past, whatever. Because I feel like with this King of Wands here, somebody is fighting for you. Somebody is coming up. They're coming through, right? I feel like this person is coming through with passion, fire, intensity. This person is ready to go the distance for you and show you what they want. They want to show you that they want you, okay? Look at that, the Queen of Cups. The Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh. So I would just heard in my mind, put down the weapons you fight with. Just kill them with kindness. You know what? I don't know why that song came into my head other than the Five of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Some of you, oh, well, that just flew on the floor. Some of you are still in your energy and in your mind fighting with the person from the past. Because it's almost as if you're fighting with this person energetically to prove your worth, or to prove that you were right even. That Queen of Swords, like prove that you were right, like that the way that they behaved, the way that they treated, the way that things ended was totally wrong. And so you still energetically fight with that, and then you could even be projecting it into future connections because you are afraid that that's going to happen again with future or near future connections, and so you fight against that, right? Put down the weapons you fight with. Put down the weapons you fight with, Taurus. And it fell on the ground in reverse. Put down the weapons you fight with. So, what I get here too with this Queen of Cups under the Four of Pentacles and this duration energy, I feel like there was a period of time in your life that you just gave too much. I mean, the Queen of Cups for me can be very self-sacrificing, just very nurturing, very mothering, building up another person, putting herself on the back burner. I mean, yeah, she's open-hearted, but I mean, she basically lives to serve. Like, she is the ultimate caretaker in my mind. And so, I mean, when I think of the Queen of Cups, I think of someone like Mother Teresa, okay? Like, that's Queen of Cups energy for me. Somebody who is always giving. And the lesson for the Queen of Cups is to learn how to fill her own cup, and stop like getting her sense of self-worth from how much she gives other people, right? And at times, like, a person will realize that and they will go the complete opposite way, from giving too much to barely giving at all. Like really holding their energy back, okay? Because, they're scared to ever give too much again and lose themselves, right? And so that's kind of the energy that I'm seeing here. It's like on one hand, you're needing to open up your heart, but on the other hand, you're just sort of needing to know where your line in the sand is in terms of like, when you are giving too much, and, when you need to receive, like, knowing your needs that you need to be met. Like, it's like you need to know these things about yourself. You really need to get down to the core of what your needs are and what your boundaries are and when you can give and when you need to fill your own cup. Because I feel like holding your energy back isn't going to do anything. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to be together with an individual, but you're not going to be embracing each other. There's not going to be any, intimacy there. There's going to be more just like you're just dealing with your own stuff, alongside another person. And see, it's really interesting because it looks like the woman in this picture, it seems to be more distant than the man. Have any of you ever heard like the green line? What is it? Like, I've seen on TikTok before. So the man is leaning into the woman in this picture. Okay. The woman is leaning away. It doesn't matter what your gender is, but whichever one you fall on there, whichever side you fall on, that's who you are, right? And so one of these individuals is leaning more away and dealing with her own stuff, right? And it's interesting because she's leaning away, he's leaning in. And so I feel like you, Taurus, are the one who's leaning away, and it has to do with the fact that you still hold on to a part of yourself that is terrified to be blindsided and hurt or losing yourself ever again. But that can block this blessing. Literally, 7 of Wands, block blessing. So the remedy to this situation is allow yourself to unlock the door to a new dimension, a new life, right? An alternate reality for you. An alternate reality in which you have not been so badly burned and broken in the past, right? Just walk through that door and embrace a new way of life. Because ultimately, the past is gone. It doesn't even exist anymore. Like, it really doesn't. So if you are carrying it into your present, you are keeping the past alive. And that's why the Judgment card is in reverse, you know? So be really careful of how you project, right? And I have this issue. I really do. When I'm talking to you, sometimes I'm talking to myself. Sometimes the readings are not for me, you know, and sometimes they are. Okay. And ultimately, you know, when you've gone through relationship trauma, you know, and you have complex PTSD, it can be challenging not to project. So I do not say this harshly. I am saying this with love to help you step into self-awareness, because it is something that is going to require effort from you. You know, it's going to require you catching yourself and sussing out your own BS. You know, what is a projection of the past which does not exist anymore? And what is the honest truth about what is happening in this moment with this individual? How is this person showing up towards you? Don't try to peer too much into the future of, you know, well, what's going to happen if I fold into this energy of how you know what I mean? Like, how do I put this? Okay, so it's like, say this person, okay, King of Wands here, Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords. This person is coming in with all of this passion and desire for you, right? And you see that and you become terrified to allow yourself to fold into that, because if you fall too hard for this individual, then in the future, hypothetically, they might end up hurting you so deeply, you know, and taking too much of you and draining you, and you lose yourself and all this stuff. You see how the mind can spiral? You know, and so instead of like being in the moment and looking at how this person is showing up, your mind is so worried about what might happen in the future. And you're worried about what might happen in the future because of the past. But remember, the past does not exist anymore. It's not here. It's over. And you have the opportunity, Taurus, to step into an alternate reality in which that past, what you have been through, how you've been hurt, how you've been damaged, how you've been broken, doesn't exist anymore. Like, it just absolutely doesn't. And I feel like even with this between worlds, instead of being stuck between two paths, I'm feeling that there could be a sense of indifference that is needed. You know, either the past is going to return to apologize to me or whatever, or confess their love, or they're not. You know, either I'm going to get closure or something is going to get resolved, or I'm not. Right? But I feel like ultimately you're either going to be waiting for the new love to come into you and be open to receiving it, or you're going to sit there and you're going to be waiting for something from the past to return to you. Or you are going to be waiting to see a new individual coming into your life. You're waiting to see them screw up and slip up and hurt you. It really does have a lot to do with how you decide to spend your energy. How are you expending your energy? How are you? Are you putting all your energy into worry and distress? Are you putting all your energy into waiting for the past to come? Or are you putting your energy into an alternate reality in which you know that you're getting this fire, this passion, this new sense of life, this spark, this invigoration? Where are you putting your energy? This blessing, you know? And that's what it's all going to come down to for you. Okay, Taurus, that's what I have there. I'm going to get you some timing cards. I'm going to pull 3 from the top. And so you can ask your question. You know, if you want to ask when a past person is coming back, you can. If you want to ask when this new energy is coming in, you can. Okay? Or both. It just depends. You can pick more than one. But I'm going to pull 3 cards from the top. So we have 1, 2, 3. All right. So card number 1, you have not likely. So if you were asking yourself if a past person was coming back, not likely. Okay? In January, if you were asking if a past person is coming back or if a new person is coming in January. Number 3, in June. Okay, same thing. So I want to do, so for those of you who were asking about a new person, for number 1, I'm going to ask when that would come in. In progress now. So if you were wondering when an ex is coming back or if an ex is coming back, not likely. If you were wondering if a new person is coming in, it's in progress now. Now, I want to say really quickly, though, that the not likely could also be, will this connection unfold the same way that a past connection did? Not likely. Okay? And that's what I'm getting. I honestly feel like, card number 1 or pile number 1 seems to be a little more complex, As far as like the other 2, this looks to me like it's either this person is coming in during these periods of time, whether it's a past person or a new person, or things are going to expand. You may move in together, get engaged, that kind of thing during these time periods, right? It really just depends on what you asked. Okay, so that's what I have for you. If you're looking for a personal session, description box below, my scheduler is linked. Please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me grow my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.